So yeah, let's look at the quadrants in three-dimensional space. So let me construct the three-dimensional space. This arrows on both sides, it represents your y-axis. Here, this represents your x-axis, and the one coming out of the plane of the paper and going into it represents your z-axis. Now, as I've already told you, you can take it and rotate it and bring your z-axis here, x here, y here, like that can always happen. So that depends on which orientation you are comfortable using. So as you can see, if I think of them as boxes, what do I mean by boxes here? Something like this. So this is one box here, right? So this is one box. Likewise, you will have another box on that side. Very good with drawing, but I hope you are able to make a sense. Similarly, you have one more box here in front. I hope you are able to understand where it's going. And all these boxes also are, they are also extending from all sides to infinity, just the way coordinate axes are. And you have another box here on top. That means there are 4 boxes on top. 4 boxes on top, and similarly 4 in bottom. So it's something like this. It's something like this. Something like this. So again, like just constructing these boxes here. So from middle is your one axis, from another center is another axis, and like from the center there is another axis. So I'm sure you must have got confused with the drawing, but just try imagining it. Just try imagining it. You'll be able to understand that, okay, there are 8 boxes here. All those 8 boxes are your 8 quadrants. They are your 8 quadrants. Now, the signs of x, y's and z's in all those quadrants, the combination of x, y, z signs will actually determine a particular quadrant. I would like to, make this table. So this is your first quadrant, second quadrant, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. These are your 8 quadrants, and let me make x, y, z axis. So in the first quadrant, all 3 x, y, z's are positive. Can you help me locate that quadrant? So that quadrant is this one. Take the arms. So this is your plus z axis arm. The one behind is your minus z axis, but this is your plus z axis arm, this one. This is your plus x axis arm, and this is your plus y axis arm. Now, using these 3 as the corners of the box, imagine a box. So you'll be able to understand that I'm talking about this box here. I'm talking about this. I'm talking about this box here. This box on the top and in the front. So this box is actually your first quadrant, where all 3 are positive. Similarly, I'll fill up the table for all quadrants. This is your second quadrant where your x is negative and others are positive. This is your third quadrant. This is your fourth. This is fifth. Sixth quadrant, it looks something like this. Seventh is all negative, and eighth is this. Now, these are just notations. Never in exam they will ask you. They'll give you the signs of x, y, z, and they'll ask you to tell which quadrant it is. Like, that's not expected. You don't actually need to memorize this. This is just for your understanding, as to how various change in signs. So the moment I change this from plus to minus, I'm talking about a different quadrant altogether, because your x is becoming negative. That means this arm plus y arm will remain the same, this plus z arm will remain the same, but it won't be a plus x arm anymore, it will be a minus x arm. That means I'm talking about these three arms, this one, and this one. That will change the box altogether, right? That will take me to this box now, this box. So that's the one, which is on the left side of this directly. So that is your second quadrant. Similarly, any change in sign will make up these, all these 8 quadrants, and this is how the sign convention for each quadrant is. With this, I think we've completed as to how quadrants are represented and how they kind of look like given the signs of X, Y, and Z. Let's move on with the further topics in this chapter.